Oh.
Check out the back.
Fucking hell.
So, who's the best thing? Coogan or Evan?
Do you like that?
Leave it out.
Who's the best thing?
Do you like that? This is Coogan Cassis for IFL TV. We're in Manchester here for FROCH and Groves' final press conference. With me, I have promoter Eddie Hearn. Check this on. All right, Ed. $9.99.
Do you pay for that?
Including postage and packing. No, I'm selling them, baby.
You ain't going to sell many. What does it say on the back? It's like a car wash sign.
Do you like it? What do you reckon? Do you like the hashtag as well?
I'm very worried about you.
What?
Go on. Let's get cracking.
The head-to-head today was better than the press conference. Wouldn't you agree?
It was the best head-to-head I've ever seen. It was one of the best press conferences I've ever seen. As a promoter, you have to try and sell the fight. I've hardly had to here. This is very real. This is two very intelligent people. Not two morons who say, I want to do this, smash you up. No. Two people who give a very valid argument about how they can win the fight. Both very convincing. Both have some good points to their argument. And that's what's happening. You know, as the fight draws closer, more and more believers are starting to come in terms of the Grove supporters. The odds are closing. People are asking, what if? Can he do it? And people are believing. It's fever pitch right now for this fight. There's 21,000 people in Phonesview Arena. The numbers are through the roof. This is a huge, huge fight, and I can't wait for Saturday night.
George has been saying for 2 days that he was going to disclose his tactics to the public, how he's going to beat Cole. He sort of did between, up until round 3, he said, and then it was up to Cole. And Cole was quite, in the interview I just done with him, said he was quite surprised by that because he thinks that that's what he's actually going to try and do.
I think that's always what I felt he would do. I don't think you can run from Carl Froch or box him on the back foot for 12 rounds. If you do and you lose, where's your career after that? You know, you've gone into the fight of your life and you've tried to nick it, really. So I've always felt that Groves would meet him in the middle, try and push him back, beat him with a jab, which he said. And, it's going to make for a brilliant fight. I hope that does happen. But no one can really tell till the bell goes. This is the fascinating thing about boxing, because it's such a tension-filled and testosterone-filled sport. You can say anything you want, but when you walk out there in front of 21,000 people and your bum's going like that, and then all of a sudden everyone clears out the ring, anything can happen. Anything can happen emotionally, anything can happen physically, and that's the fascinating thing. No one knows how good George Groves is. No one knows what's going to happen. I said before, this is like a crossroads fight. George Groves' career is going like that. Carl Froch's career is going like that. And they're going to meet. Is it too early for Groves? Is it one too many for Froch? This is the fascinating thing. On paper, in my opinion, Froch is the favourite. But you don't know how good George Groves is. And every interview he gives, every time you see him, he looks more and more convincing.
If the fight was just going to be settled on who won the mind games over this whole time, who would you say won?
Very tight, wasn't it? I felt that Groves gave a great account of himself in the first press conference. I think he shocked Carl off the blocks. I thought ringside was like that. And I think Carl got the better of him there. I think, there were times in the face-off when, obviously, if a fight breaks out in a face-off, it's one of the worst things that can happen for boxing. I know people talk about, it's great for pay-per-view sales, though. You don't want that. So you always look at, and I look at the hands and the feet. And when Carl Froch starts tapping his foot, you need to stop the face-off. And he was tapping his foot, and every time he went like that with his belts, you see him. It was, it was entertaining. But tomorrow you're going to find out probably a little bit more. I likened it to, and I know this is very different, but when Audley Harrison fought David Haye, we all believed Audley Harrison could win. Not we all, because I know a lot of people would be watching that saying, I fucking didn't. But I did. I believed he could beat him, right? And then when we got to the weigh-in, I still believe, and then when we walked out on the night, we're in the changing rooms, the music's going, he's on the pads, looked great. Get into the ring, the music stops, I turn round, I see David Haye walk out. And I thought, and then it dawns on you. And I wonder if it dawned on Audley as well, that moment. I don't think George Groves is Audley Harrison by any means, but he'll never have experienced that kind of moment before. And I was speaking to Dave Colwell, who was in his camp for the DeGale fight, and he said he was cool as ice, in that. But this is not James DeGale, this is Carl Froch, and this is not 9,000 people, this is 21,000 people. And this is the ultimate test, and we're going to find out how good he is.
You've had not a bit of a nightmare, it's sorted out now, but you've had a tough time with the undercard, haven't you? Dropouts of Murray and Joshua, change of opponent for Rocky Fielding, but it's come together now?
Yeah, I'd say as a promoter, it was probably one of the most testing weeks I've had in that respect, and I enjoy these things. I think if you look at it as, if you start panicking and you start breaking down and, you start getting nervous about the situation, I look at it as a challenge. We've been royally screwed on a number of different occasions, some bad luck, some other issues, and we've dealt with them all. I mean, you look at the first one, the Martin Geffin fight. We got a note from Andy Alien and Frank Warren to say that on Friday Martin Geffin was out with an ear injury, and here's the doctor's note, and the doctor's note was 9 days before we were notified.
What was the reason for that?
Well, they said it was hand delivered, but I mean, again, that doesn't help. But then we turn around, we get busy, we deliver Steve Foster Jr. In my opinion, that's a better fight. It's a local derby. I think Foster's going to give a great account of himself. Stylistically, it's going to be a great fight with Crolla. And then you look at Rocky Fielding, we're supposed to fight Lennox Allen. Lennox Allen was supposed to spar Tony Bellew last week. All of a sudden, Lennox Allen goes missing. So if anyone knows where Lennox Allen is, please let me know. We want to let everybody know.
Reward for the.
So then we looked at Charles Adamu. Then we looked at a load of other Commonwealth opponents. Then Charles Adamu couldn't get a visa. Then last night I said, Rocky, what about Luke Blackledge? He agrees, Luke Blackledge agrees. That's a much better fight than Lennox Allen, and a much, much better fight than Charles Adamu. So there were two things. Anthony Joshua gets a small virus and hurts his arm. He's out. All of a sudden, we step up Stephen Smith. He's fighting Sergio Manuel Medina, world title challenger for the WBC international title and a route to the WBC title. It's a brilliant fight. Martin Murray all of a sudden comes down with the flu. Bang! Who can we get? I even spoke to Chris Eubank. I said, do you want a spot on the bill? And then I offered it to Andy Lee. Andy Lee comes straight back. Boom! Yes, please. So great. Andy Lee replaces Martin Murray. The card is stacked, and I know people are always going to criticise, and I came out and said it's going to be outrageous. In my opinion, it is. We've got 4 world champions in this country. 2 of them are defending their belt on Saturday night. We've got a brilliant domestic fight in Crolla against Stephen Foster. We've got a brilliant domestic fight in Rocky Fielding against Luke Blackledge. We've got an Olympic gold medalist in Luke Campbell. We've got a world title challenger in Andy Lee. We've got Stephen Smith in a real career-defining fight. We've got 2 really good young prospects in Scotty Cardle and Cal Yafai, and we've got Jane McDonnell, undefeated world champion. I mean, it's a great bill. So I know people are never going to be happy, and it was a blow losing Joshua. I would have really liked Joshua on this bill, but I'm personally happy with the card. I know some people will moan, but I think
Do you stand by your original statement of if FROCH and Groves pay-per-view, it's going to be a monster, outrageous card? Do you think that you've?
I think when you look at the card from top to bottom, I believe it is. I probably could have done with
the
one.
fighters involved or the fights.
But then again, what if you're going to start picking on different things? Is there enough 50-50s? Smith Medina, Crolla Foster, arguably, Blackledge Fielding, 100%. And even FROCH Groves. People talk about 60-40, but I think it's a great card. I didn't anticipate FROCH Groves to end up being this big. So perhaps we didn't even need this outrageous undercard anyway, but we've spent a nice few quid on it, so I'm glad people are pleased. But FROCH Groves has gone to another level. So, and again, I feel an obligation to provide a card. It's not a necessity. Sky want a keen on a big card. At the end of the day, 90% tune in for the main event. 95%? I'm trying to keep everyone happy. It's not easy. But I'm pleased with. I think there's going to be some wonderful fights on Saturday, and it's a brilliant main event.
All right, the final thing I just want to touch on is you fly to Canada next Tuesday for another one of your fighters in a massive world title fight against Adonis Stevenson, Tony Bellew. This is going to be very hard for Tony to come back with that belt, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel it's much more of a 50-50 than some people think. I think Tony's a fantastic boxer. I think Stevenson is overrated. He can definitely punch. Great knockout of Chad Dawson. He beat a very uninspiring, unmotivated, demotivated Tavoris Cloud. He struggled against Don George. He got knocked out by Darnell Boom. And I think Tony's got a fantastic plan that can beat him. It's going to be difficult, but winning a world title should be. I think he's got a great chance, and I think the whole thing about his preparation's been very low-key. It's been meticulous, it's been fantastic. He's been out in New York for nearly 2 weeks now in camp. And with this FROCH Groves fight taking all the publicity, it's taking a lot of pressure off him. And that's going to work in his advantage. We've seen him before against Chilemba get so pumped up that you end up, exhausting yourself in the fight. This has been very low-key, he's ready. We're calling this one the life changer. Me and Tony's got a little thing on his phone, the countdown to the fight. This is the life changer. A shot at the WBC light heavyweight title, no options. You win this, you've absolutely cracked it.
All right. Well, probably could chat with you at the weigh-in again tomorrow, but
Have you got any more? I might need one in a smaller size.
you can have one in a.
I couldn't wear that one now because it would just have two, where your moobs have been.
What are they,
Well,
big
they're
boy?
pecs.
They're not.
They are.
Oh, because you've been on a diet for 2 days to make yourself look good on the camera tomorrow. You're suddenly in shape, yeah?
What do you think I am, Vane?
A little bit, man, yeah. But what do you reckon? I might start knocking these out.
I want you to wear one at the weigh-in tomorrow.
I can't wear the same one.
Have you only got one?
Yeah.
Wear it to the weigh-in tomorrow.
I've got to take it off now and wear it to the weigh-in.
Yeah.
What do you think of the back? Seriously. Look, I'm promoting your fight as well.
That's good.
It says fast car ready, FROCH versus Grover on the back.
Be careful because there's a post on BoxRec saying that I'm trying to be a celebrity. So
What do you think about that? It is what it is.
it is what it is. People want to talk to me, I'll talk to them back.
You are a bit of a celebrity from out there.
Really? Listen, the first and foremost, number one primary concern, as always, my fighters. I'll do everything I can to get them to where they need to be.
All right, Eddie Hearn, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. We'll catch up with you at the weigh-in tomorrow. Fight night, come Saturday.